here's a quick dream sharing video that highlights how there's different levels of lucidity, and just because you happen to get lucid in a dream doesn't mean you'll be thinking all that clear necessarily, as we kind of just talked about and covered in James's book, The New Frontiers of Lucid Dreaming. Also, I've been trying to run this experiment the past, like, I don't know, month and a half or 2 months, but I really just haven't been having that many lucid dreams at all lately, or really haven't been recalling my dreams, period, that much at all lately, where I just got like so heavily back into video games, where like I'm getting, probably like 5.5 hours of sleep on average most nights, 6 hours if I'm lucky. And then also like there's a good chunk of last year where I was like really consistent with my dream journaling again, really like the most consistent I've been with it in years, maybe ever. But then that also has fallen off a cliff lately here as well. But the experiment I've been wanting to run is I've been wanting to ask a dream character a question, kind of like a more longer form question, like, where are you from? What do you do? Just to try and get them to talk for a longer period of time. And while they're talking, I want to try and think of other stuff in my head and see if that affects their response in any way. But then another thing that's been on my mind, because James brings it up a lot in this book, is how you can do like different types of like math problems, for example, to get your your waking life mind a bit more in gear, and that can help get you more lucid. But the problem is in this dream, I was kind of like conflating those two ideas, and I couldn't quite separate them enough. So in the dream, I'm like, it was already going on for a while, I was like walking down this path in this large park area, and there's people all over the place, and like right next to me there's like this tiered grassy areas with like small groups of people chilling on them. So I get lucid and I think, oh hey, why don't I go try ahead and go run this experiment where I ask a dream character question and try and think something else and see if that affects the response. But I'm also like getting that conflated with like the whole math thing, so I was really stuck on trying to ask them math questions or trying to think of a different answer or whatever. So I get lucid, I go to the first group I'm closest to, and I ask them, the first thing that came to mind was like the most stupid easy math question ever. I'm like, what does 1 + 2 equal? And I'm trying to think of a different number in my head, but I didn't plan this, like pre-plan this out enough to where I'm asking them that. I know the answer is 3, but I'm trying to think of a different number, but I didn't really have another number locked in my mind. So then the dream characters quickly respond back with 3, and I'm like, okay, crap, that didn't quite work. So then I try to go to the next group, and the first math question that popped into my head, another stupidly easy question. I'm like, okay, what does 4 × 4 equal? And then the first number that popped into my head was 12. But then I kind of caught that thinking, wait a second, that doesn't seem right. So as I'm kind of going through my head trying to figure out what the correct answer is, it was probably like, the moment I figured it out, because of course it didn't take me too long to actually figure out the correct answer, the dream characters blurred out 16. Just thinking like, okay, crap, that didn't quite work as well. And also by this point, the dream was already going on for a while, but I'm also like kind of thinking too hard in my head that I'm starting to wake up and I see the dream breaking down. So I do my active staring technique to kind of try and re-solidify everything, re-solidify the dream. Then I go on to the next group, and so now, because I'm still stuck on just this asking math questions thing, and then okay, I'm going to ask them what 4 × 3 equals, and then I'm going to try and repeat the number 16 in my head. So I go to the next group, I'm like, what does 4 × 3 equal? Trying to repeat 16 in my head. They answer back 12. I think like, crap, this, I know something's wrong here. I know I'm not really quite able to think clearly enough to really do the experiment how I was planning on doing it, right? Asking them a more long form question to get them to talk for a long time while thinking other stuff in my head. So kind of realizing I'm a bit confused, and also for the fact that I haven't been lucid much lately, I'm thinking like, you know what, screw it, I'll just go fly off and do regular fun lucid dreaming stuff. So, I end the experiment there, I go to fly off, the dream starts breaking down, doesn't last much longer, end up waking up. And then because I haven't been that lucid, I'm thinking like, oh shucks man, I really want to get back and play inside the dream. So I try to fall back asleep quickly and hopefully re-enter back into REM immediately. I don't. I end up popping up a while later in a completely different dream setting. Didn't get lucid the rest of the night. But nonetheless, yeah, so that's that. That is an experiment though I do want to try and run here in the future if I can just, get more sleep and play less damn video games. But anyway, yeah, that's that. Until the next video, keep the lucid dreaming practice legit.